All right, welcome back to Twintero. I'm David.
And I'm Gary.
And today we're going to read on Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris. The joy is back.
Yeah, we're only what? We're less than 3 weeks away from the election. Yeah, what is it? We record this on Saturday,
It'll be 2 weeks.
October 19th.
This is coming out Tuesday.
Yeah, it's going to come out on Tuesday, 2 weeks
Two
before
weeks
the
away,
election.
baby.
You'll probably be seeing a lot of Kamala Harris, Donald Trump election videos, Senate, House videos.
Oh, yeah.
Just because, we'll read the energy as the energy changes and we get closer. The closer you get, the more likely you're going to get drilled down to the outcome there. I'm going to just look at how's she doing. She had her Fox interview, and I did watch the Fox interview or parts of it afterwards. The watching it versus reading the text is very different. She came across the articles are saying, "Oh, it was a contentious interview between her and Brett Baier, and they sparred." And it's like he said outrageous stuff, and she was very calm and rational, correcting him. One of them, he said he was going to show her a clip of Donald Trump using the word "the enemy within,"
Yeah.
and the clip had nothing about that.
Yep.
And she's like, "Okay, that clip that you just showed, that's not what he's been saying." And we both know that. She started off by saying, with all due respect,
Yeah.
that clip we both know that's not it. We both know he's been saying something. And you and I both know that, she's basically saying, we're both reasonable adults here. Let's put the partisanship aside for a second and let's acknowledge the objective truth of what we're seeing. So she comes across as sensible and reasonable. He later apologized, saying, we got the wrong clip on there. And multiple people have come out and said, that's a load of garbage. I think I was listening to Bo, the Fifth Column today, where she was talking about that. It's like the host and the producers know the minute that the wrong clip is up there, that the wrong clip is up there. Now, putting that aside, from the David point of view, when that clip went up there and he watched the whole clip and she says, that's not what we were talking about, he should have owned it right there. It's like, You're right, that's not the clip I was expecting to be up there. I was expecting this other one. But he didn't. He kept on the attack. So don't believe a word he says. It was a hit piece, and she came out of it looking fine. She went in the lion's den and came out looking fine.
Yep.
So, Kamala Harris. Let's look at the energy around her.
How's she feeling?
With 2 weeks to go.
Now, this is for entertainment purposes only, is it not?
It is indeed. Page of Swords. She's feeling good. Feeling youthful. There's like an excitement and enthusiasm here that she has swatted away all these attacks. You got 2 weeks to go. Also funny, she released her health records showing she's in very good health and in good mental health as well as physical health, and then called on Donald Trump to do the same thing. And when Donald Trump, they've got a bunch of glare on this one, and while Donald Trump is out there dancing at a town hall for 30 minutes, she puts out just a 3-word response: hope he's okay.
Yep.
She's got this. She's been working hard. Things, basically, it's all coming together for her. She's got, working hard. Fundraising's going well. The youth vote is out there. She's feeling good about herself. Underneath all of this is her calm demeanor, bringing people together, detoxifying. And that's been a constant message of hers, is that, Trump and his drama and his toxic rhetoric, she's the detoxifying candidate.
She's balancing the emotions.
And she talks about being a new leader, the new generation of leaders coming in. In the past, the Ace of Pentacles, big financial pushes. Good Lord, she raised $1 billion in the first few weeks.
I have no idea.
It was a metric crap ton of money. Or maybe it's $100 million, but she raised a bunch of money early on, and Biden stepping down was the biggest gift that Joe Biden could have given us in putting Kamala Harris in charge of this. Current situation is the Four of Swords. She's not going to overdo it. She's going to keep to her plan of, hit stuff like that. But at the same time, it's being quiet, it's being contemplative and listening to what the messaging is. She's not going to be, working 24/7 trying to get this. There's almost like this calmness about her, like, I got this. I got this. I got this. I got this. It's like you don't need to study anymore for the test. She knows she's well prepared. Overarching energy is the Knight of Swords. And there's been a lot of preparation in for it. She's calm. She's got that calm, contemplative nature, but that doesn't mean she's not moving forward with this. It's funny. You got the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords in this. The lesson to be learned is the Four of Cups. Even people that would not normally vote for Kamala Harris are contemplating voting for Kamala Harris. She may not be everybody's cup of tea, but the tea is, at least there's tea in that cup as opposed to Kool-Aid. Mm-hmm. Outcome is the Eight of Swords. She's not a victim in all of this. But I think she also realizes that even after the election's done, it's not done. There's going to be court cases and challenges, and her administration's going to be tied up for a while, probably in the courts as things get resolved going into the election and post-election.
It's an interesting spread.
Yeah. It doesn't leap out as much. This one doesn't leap out as much. This is not the what Gary and I would refer to as the A-level problems in the math book.
Yeah,
single substitution problems.
Once again, this is how's she currently feeling about this.
Yeah,
and so like David said, I think in the past she is showing the things that she's bringing of value. It was a new messaging that was coming forth, right? And currently she's sort of sitting back and assessing the battlefield. They're doing a lot of swing states right now, and she, like Dave said, she's kind of sort of throttling back and listening as much as she's talking. She's coming in with strong messaging when she needs to. That's the overarching energy. The lesson to be learned is, this has not been the smoothest campaign. The press is really, the corporate media is really just giving her a bunch of really bad options, and she's making the best of the choices that are being given to her. And how's she feeling? I think some of this Eight of Swords is Kamala Harris is looking at how the press is just consistently supporting Trump. It's like, I'm doing everything well. I'm being balanced. I'm working hard. I'm putting out the messaging. You got that nice balanced approach. And the press is still, their polls are showing it neck and neck.
Yeah.
They're ignoring Trump's obvious mental decline. And it's just like, what do I need to do to get this message out to you folks?
I'm also wondering if this is the outcome is folks that feel like they have to vote for party.
Yeah.
Could rise above that. This is giving folks an option that, for like Republican voters, you're not stuck voting for the Republican Party.
Yeah, and
you can vote for me. Life's good.
The same voters not being happy with the option they're given with Trump and Vance.
Yeah, you don't have to be trapped by that.
Yeah,
you can make a choice.
Oh, that's what it is. So yeah, she's thinking about, how do I get the message out to those people?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the messaging to those people. These are the independents, undecided. How do I get the message out?
That makes sense.
They're not happy with the selection that the choice they're being given with Trump and Vance. And some of them they need to take the blindfold off because there is a way out.
Yeah, that makes sense because, with 2 weeks ago when this video comes up in the election, the Democrats are already voting for her, and they're already coming out early to vote for her. So really the push is getting the independents, getting the Haley Republicans, getting the non-committed voters to move past their feeling of, I can only vote for the Republicans, I can only vote for the red elephants, to say, hey, you know what? With like the 100 Republicans that came out to the Pennsylvania rally, our basic message was, there's plenty of room in our tent for you.
Yeah, she's also looking at getting a Republican or two in her cabinet.
Yeah.
And they were speculating on who that could be, and obviously it's gonna be someone that is reasonable.
Yeah.
It's not just a bunch of yes men. She wants someone out there to challenge that. Challenge her, and keep it honest and keep it fair and keep it balanced. I guess it's kind of like Fox and Friends, where they got that one Democrat lady.
Yeah.
Getting
She
ganged
keeps them
up
all
on.
balanced. Yeah, because then you're not surrounded by yes men all the time. You need to hear the different perspectives.
Exactly. There's that hangman again. So with 2 weeks to go, how's the election looking for Kamala Harris?
Sure.
So we did this in the last
God
reading.
dang it.
As Libby would say, that's a card that needs to be come out. No. Clearly, David wanted a secret card.
No, we will just keep going.
Oh.
And I'm gonna look.
Sorry, Libby. He just won't go for it.
That's sloppy shuffling, is what that is. The Keith Moon of shuffling.
So in our last reading, it was looking good for the Democrats. So let's the energy. How's it looking for Kamala Harris and the Democrats for this election result? So we know what she's trying to reach out to these independent and undecided voters, and showing them that there is a choice, that they're not trapped. They don't have to just vote for the elephant. Okay.
Good job.
How is the election looking? Knight of Cups. She is offering. She's bringing an offer forward. There's an offer coming forward. That's actually, to me, that's a very positive card.
Yeah, she's reaching out. There's plenty of room in our tent. Come on over. We have cookies.
Yes. It's the cross, or the challenge is all the fast messaging. I mean, this is probably just part of the challenge with this is in the election, Trump's going to come out and say he won. Probably the early results where people who voted in person will be leaning towards the Republican, and Trump's going to go out there and do his 2020 playbook. I won. We don't need to count any more votes.
Yeah.
Me. It's all me.
We're going to just count the initial votes that are tranched.
Yeah.
They come from small red districts for people who voted that day.
Ignore all those early votes. It's just me. So, that's going to be the challenge. She's offering, she's got things to offer. She's got to overcome the messaging from Trump and corporate media. Underneath it all, once again, this was the card I got on the reading that we did, which is the Four of Wands. Republicans and Democrats coming together. I think this was the outcome card. Now it's the underlying energy. How's the election looking? It's looking really good, because there are people coming together, both from the left and the right. They're ignoring the media's messaging, that's the false polls and all the nonsense. In the past, once again, that's what Dave had in the past. Bring in the Ace of Pentacles. She is showing the things of value. This is a new beginning. Biden dropped out. She came in, and she brought a whole new thing of value to young voters, to women voters, to Republicans that weren't feeling good about Trump, but didn't want to vote for someone who was, older than Trump. Probably the big issue was from corporate media messaging on how Biden was old and incapable of doing another 4 years. She resolved that. Current energy, judgment. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, it's time to stand up and be counted. What side of history do you want to be on? As the results of the election, people stood up and were counted. They answered the call.
Lift up for a second. The camera. What are these guys doing?
Are they answering the call? Yes, they're joyful.
Yes, and look at all the hands being raised over here.
Okay.
Joy is back.
Joy is back in town. So yeah,
and it's a trumpet player. It's a saxophone player. Come on.
Yeah. So how's the election looking? Hey, people stood up. They answered the call.
Yeah. All right. And certainly all the returns from early voting that's basically breaking early voting records and mail-in ballot records. People are answering the call.
Overarching energy is the sun. The truth has come out. People are seeing what this is for what it is. There's the illusions and delusions are over. People saw the messaging. They're seeing Trump's mental implosion. I mean, he's just failing before our very eyes, and it showed up in the ballots. The lesson to be learned: you can't steal a damn election. Seven of Swords. You know, Trump is doing his best. He's got some people in place to help him, quote unquote, steal the election. But I think the election results are the truth is out. It's like you can't steal it.
You have so many people coming out to
Yeah.
steal Glenn Kirshner's line. Too big to rig.
Too real to
Too
steal.
real to steal.
I'll
We'll try.
How come the Page of Pentacles? You know, it's once again, it's
Messaging.
it's kind of like the Page and Ace are kind of the same thing. It's that new messaging, new things of value. This is like, okay, we're bringing in a new time. You know, the younger voters are being valued. We are going to bring values forward that are kind of things that we hold dear, like our Constitution and preserving it, and our Supreme Court and our institutions, because we like them uncorrupted and unbiased.
Says you.
Says me.
About 30 to 40% of the population is quite happy to have a highly corrupted Supreme Court system because
I'm just going to go in the house and slam the front door on my hand repeatedly until that starts making sense.
yeah.
God. Just what do you...
MAGA are dumb, gullible, and mean.
It's like win at any cost, right?
Yeah.
It's more important to win than just getting the big picture. That sometimes, you know, it's okay to lose.
It's not in your best interest.
Yes, yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. It's not in your best interest to always win.
Or more to the point, put your trust in the people that tell you you're winning, when if you were to just sort of objectively look at it and say, wait a minute, how do I win on this one again? 'Cause it sure looks like I'm losing a lot of stuff. Oh, no.
I sure
You're
feel
winning.
like I'm
You're
losing.
winning.
Yeah, wait.
These are not the joys you want.
What's the accordion called?
The accordion of hypnotic falsehoods.
Yes, Blind Squirrel loves that. By the way, she mentioned in the comments that she's kind of borrowed that. But it's that I've kind of lost my train of thought on that. But the messaging is just so crazy, you know.
These are not the droids you want.
Oh.
Yeah, it was basically people acting against their best
Yeah, against their best
interests.
interest. That's it. Yeah, they've convinced them to do things that are against their best interest. I know where I was going with that. It was like
amazing.
like
When
with
you could do it.
tariffs. You know, it's like,
Oh God!
you're gonna throw tariffs on China. Do you people understand how that even works?
Michelle has a saying that she's used: play the tape all the way through.
Yeah.
Because they stop at first base. They don't play it all the way through. Well, then China goods are more expensive. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so if you buy a T-shirt for $10 and it arrives at the port, you pay your distributor in China the $10 for the T-shirt. Then there's a 20% tariff on it. So now you have to pay $2. Not China. You pay $2 to the U.S. government. That T-shirt's now cost you $12. If you were originally going to sell that T-shirt for $12, if you want to make your $2 profit, you now have to sell it for $14.
Yep.
Who's going to be the person who pays the $14 for that $12 T-shirt? The consumer.
Yeah.
So the consumer's out $14 out of pocket. The
of-
government's got $2 of their dollars, and the T-shirt guy gets $2 of their dollars, and the China manufacturer's got $10 of your dollars.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you're not punishing China. I mean, yeah, maybe you'll cut down some of the supply because you can't afford to buy as many T-shirts.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you, the consumer, are paying for the tariff. The only way tariffs, well, the original reason why the U.S. was using tariffs was way back in the 1700s when they were trying to get their textile industry up and running, and they couldn't compete with Europe, so they put tariffs on European goods to make them more expensive, so that the U.S. made goods were cheaper by comparison. So you would buy the U.S. made good, which would support your factory and production in the United States. Well, guess what? The United States doesn't have factory and production. We shipped it all out to China because it's cheaper.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. Given the world economy and such, and how much China and India can pay for labor versus a union shop in the U.S.
Yeah.
And then there's the raw materials you need to get in there, which will be, you have to pay a tariff on to bring that raw material in to make your T-shirt.
Yeah, so it's just crazy that they've managed.
Your $14 T-shirt will be a $20 T-shirt.
The Republicans have got their voters voting against their best interests. It's just nuts.
And this is the part about playing the tape all the way through. It's not just stuck it to China. It's
Sticking it to China.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
And then they got the nerve to complain that inflation is high. You think it's bad now? I mean,
yeah. Wait till you add a voluntary 20% tax on it.
Yeah.
And then supply goes down because obviously they're not going to sell as many T-shirts.
Yeah.
So now you can't get them as easily, which means the price goes up. Here's the other thing. Let's say China was selling a VCR for, God, nobody owns VCRs.
VCR.
Let's say they're selling for $200.
Let's say a widget.
And let's say the American VCR was $150. Or they're both $150, but now with the tariff, the China VCR is $200. Do you think the American company's still going to sell their VCR for $150, or are they going to up it to $180 and still undercut the Chinese price, but make an extra $30 profit per unit? Just because.
Well, we certainly saw that with COVID when the manufacturing was kind of slow to come back and they had supply chain issues. Boy, U.S. corporations were real quick to jack up their prices and real slow to throttle them back.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Supply chain issues will ride that wave all the way
They
to the shore.
rode it as long as they could.
And still are.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that Harris and Walz will be looking at.
Okay, so I think we've
exhausted this.
Pontificated. This is going to be one of those ones where instead of telling you where the readings begin, we should probably tell you where the reading ended.
Thank you for watching this video and supporting our channel. We do appreciate it.
Absolutely. Give us a thumbs up if you like this nonsense. If you really like it, subscribe, hit the bell, and we'll wake you up at midnight. Oh, secret card. You did a very nice secret card. 2 secret cards. Oh, dear. Okay, we better stop it before you start throwing the whole deck at them. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next time.
All right, take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.